Thanks for joining us again.
We're in the Flinders Ranges and we're going to be showing you something a little bit different to what you normally probably see on Flinders Ranges YouTubes.
Yes, we're going to show you the southern
end of the Flinders. Lots of little towns in the southern Flinders and lots to see and learn. So come along for the drive.
Come with us.
So when a lot of people think of the Flinders Ranges, they think of the central Flinders all around the Wilpena area. So the southern Flinders we're going to focus on for you guys. In the central Flinders, which this is the central Flinders, and around Wilpena Pound. We're mainly going to focus on the southern Flinders, which is this area down here. So we'll be coming down through Craddock, Carrieton, Orroroo, and across to Laura, this road up here, Wilmington, Quorn, and do this little loop here for you. So there's an awful lot to see in that southern Flinders area. So here we are in Craddock at the Craddock Hotel, historic Craddock Hotel, 1880. This is on the RM Williams Way. And we're going to stay behind the pub tonight, camp behind the pub and have dinner. This is a really great setup for a little town. Craddock War Memorial. And Craddock is the home of the big Akubra. This is across the road from the Craddock Hotel on the RM Williams Way. How's that for a sunset? Camped out the back of the Craddock Hotel. There's a memorial to a train accident in 1901. Pretty graphic picture.
Yeah, one suffered brake failure coming down the hill.
Uh-oh.
170 bullocks. That's pretty heavy.
There's still a bit of track here at the accident site. This is a historic railway bridge at Orroroo. Glen likes to photograph all this kind of stuff. So this would have been the same railway line where that train accident was in 1901. One train would have come from this direction. So this is another little point of interest around Orroroo ruins. It doesn't actually say what the ruins are, but with the fireplace there like that, could just be our little homestead. We've actually decided to spend the night here in Orroroo. There's a bit to do. All around this area we're learning about the Goyder line. This is the Goyder monument just outside of Orroroo. So the Goyder line. This dude surveyed the area back in the 1800s to decide what was good farming land and where the cut-off point was where it became too dry. And after he did his, whatever he did, survey, we got some wet seasons. So people started farming above the goiter line. And that's where all these ruins around the Flinders have come from, because there was only 2 good seasons. And then after that, it was so dry that they couldn't survive, their farming couldn't survive, and they had to vacate their ruins, their homes, which became ruins. Mr. Goiter, shake his hand. Well done, Mr. Goiter. Shame people didn't listen to you.
Yeah, Goiter's line was a line of 10 inches of rainfall around the state. So I think less than 10 inches it wasn't advised to plant crops.
Farm,
yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
this is Magnetic Hill in the Southern Flinders Ranges. Now, you put your car in neutral and you roll uphill. So let's see what happens. It's like Pitt Street here. Everyone's having a go.
Level?
It looks pretty level. You're getting pulled towards that magnet. Maybe we need to get a level out, measure the road. I think we messed it up. This is the start point up here, up the hill. I'll get out and see the car being pulled towards the magnet. Oh, are you in neutral now? Well, I want to get out and film. It says turn ignition off, which we have done. Select neutral. Park brakes off. Right. I think we finally got it right. Look at that. All right, lots of towns have big trees. This is Orroroo's big tree. 500 years old, they say?
That's what
Not
they
that
reckon.
one. Yep, this one here. We're going to go and give it a big hug. 500-year-old giant. Now we're on the other side of the reservoir at the Pekina Creek. And if we walk down to the creek, there's some poems on rocks.
Carved in 1901.
1901. The poem is down the creek. And we've just heard thunder too, so if the creek starts to run, please help us. Look how dark it's got behind you there. It is going to rain or tease us.
Yep.
So we're at the cage.
Ah.
The poem. Geez, it's very neat, isn't it? 1896, the second one says. D. MacDonald, June the 6th, 1896.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry you can't read it through the cage.
It makes it hard.
This is our next campsite and it's raining. I've got to open the gate. So this is our free camp here at Orroroo. It's on private property. Someone lets you stay here. It's advertised in Wikicamps. Through the gates down there. And the rain has finished. So when you drive south from Orroroo, you have a choice to go straight down to Jamestown or to turn off and go to Peterborough. Peterborough is a town full of trains, really interesting town and touristy town. So if you haven't been there, make sure you call into Peterborough. We'll pop in some pictures because we have been there many a time. So today we're heading straight down to Jamestown. This is our campsite while staying in Jamestown. $10 a night, right in the middle of town. They've got about 5 spaces here for vans with toilets across the road. So it's got really cold here. We've arrived at Jamestown and we found a bakery.
Pie time.
So we're going to eat inside because it's so cold. Pie time.
Pie time, yeah.
Your favourite flavour?
I've got potato. I like my potato pies. Thanks to everyone that's bought us a pie.
Satisfy your habit.
Better than coffee.
Jamestown is the home of R.M. Williams. We're on the R.M. Williams Way. We've got his sculpture here and a bit of a story about his life here as well. This is right next door to the $10 campground. There's some walks here. We don't want to do anything too long because we don't want to get stuck in the dark. So we're looking for info. All right, looks like we might have to come back tomorrow. 1.5 hours, it's going to be dark. But forest sculpture sounds like a bit of our thing. It's too cute. We just have to do a little bit of the walk before it gets dark. Here's a kangaroo behind the tree. There he is. And then what's up here? All sorts of cutouts. So these are postcards from Bulloo Forest. Aren't they nice? We are looking for a historical cork tree with no signage. So we don't know where it is. Oh, there's a house. Cork tree somewhere. We found the cork tree. Absolutely no signage. We went by a GPS location off Wikicamps. So if you didn't know, it could be any tree. But there's probably... Oh, I'm in an ant's nest. Oh, yuck. Ew. They're everywhere. Anyway, there's probably thousands of bottles of champagne in that. That's what I can see. Jamestown's got an area that they call the Diggers Walk. So how about that? Jamestown's got a seedling from the original lone pine in Gallipoli in 1915. Here we are. Beautiful thing it is. There's another seedling.
1915.
The long road to Tipperary.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary. To the sweetest girl I know. That's why it's a dearie. Caravan, let's go square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary. Right by our right.
Staying at the Laura Community Caravan Park.
We've just checked into a little community caravan park in Laura. And look what you get on check-in. Scones.
Jam and cream. Well, Vicky might get some if she's lucky.
There's two.
There is two, yeah. There's a little card.
Laura Caravan Park. You don't get that everywhere.
No.
That's the WAbara Caravan Park that we're staying at. We've come through the back gate. It's actually a really pretty caravan park. And there is a sculpture walk through the back gate. And here's our first one already. Gloria, the queen of the middle-aged woman. Isn't that good? Rightio, so there he is. The lizard. There we go. Looking back through our gate. What on earth?
Go.
The promiscuous tree.
Yeah, what on earth? Sex, sex, sex. That's all you ever think about.
Now, we've been fighting with ants along this whole trail. Stepping in ants' nests everywhere, but this guy, he's bigger than the ants we've been standing on. Robin there in the silo up. We saw one of those at the Caravan park. So we've come for a drive up the steepest hill. No caravans allowed. WAbara Forest Drive. Oh! I just got a glimpse of the view. Wow. This is, oh wow, this is overlooking Port Pirie in South Australia. Well, have a go at that. So we're on our way down. This is the entry to the Bluff Lookout track. And sometimes they do close it, obviously. Sign there on the ground. That's beautiful, beautiful view. We're taking you backwards from the Bluff Lookout because we went up to the bluff first. So we're on our way back down through the forest. This is the WAbara nursery.
Established the first nursery at WAbara in 1877.
Wacko.
6 acres of swampy land was reclaimed.
See the beautiful hedge around the edge of the nursery? There's another one here close to the building. They still keep them nicely trimmed. And this old building, whatever that was used for. Seeds were sown directly into these nursery beds. Oh, and look, if that was one of the seeds. Have a go at it now. It's a tall tree.
In 1877, during the first 6 months of operation, nearly 30,000 trees of several species was planted. Walnut, chestnut, oak, hickory, American ash, sycamore, various pines.
Well, this is cute. We've come to see the king tree. Don't know what the king tree is. But look, the entry gate with the crown. This has really been a bit exciting, actually, because we've arrived in this area and had no idea this forest was here. So it's nice when we find things we haven't seen before. Oh, this is not what we expected. Have a look at that. We were coming to the king tree. We thought we were coming to a giant tree. Isn't that clever? All right. So that was just the sign to say we're nearly at the king tree. Someone's been creative, and it is a giant tree. See, full of surprises, this forest. All right, so this is a big tree. This is the king tree in the WAbara Forest. See if you can hug it. It's massive, isn't it? Yeah. Don't stand on any ants. That's big.
Oh, it's pie time.
We're going to find a bakery. Actually, it's a bakery that we frequent. The Stone Hut in South Australia. We come past this area and we've been known to detour a few hundred k's to go to the Stone Hut bakery. So that's what we're going to do, make our way out of the forest to get a pie. Here we are, this is our bakery. You getting hungry, Glen?
Yeah.
Best pies in the universe. They're pretty well up there. We do detour here a lot.
Pie time.
You're cutting it up before I even had a chance to...
Well, I like to cut my pie
Before
up
I've
in
had a
bits and
chance to
pieces.
put the camera on you
Well, I know it's un-Australian to cut it up.
with a knife and fork.
Yeah, but when I've got a knife and fork, I'll do that. Yeah.
And they are so deep, which
Chunky steak, yep.
see, that's mine. Haven't touched it yet, but look how deep it is. They're worth the drive.
Thanks to the people who have bought our pies.
Yeah, people who are buying us a pie. That's great. Thank you. The chicken pie. Look at the size of that chunk of chicken. You don't get that at your average bakery. This is a bit unique to a bakery, is the aviary. So they have parrots here. Hello, Charlie.
Hello, Charlie.
How are you?
Charlie, a good boy?
Charlie.
You want a scratch?
Oh, she's so pretty.
Yeah. We even got takeaways.
They sell them
Some-
cold, so we can have them for dinner one night.
Steak Diane.
Yum. We kept seeing signs to the turn off to this Bulloo Centre, and we were curious. Don't know much about it. Turns out Bulloo Centre is the name of a town, but they have this great volunteer society of steam and tractors here. So we've just turned up. It's all closed, but there's a volunteer here who's going to take us through. Well, we found out that Bulloo Centre is the name of a town
Yeah. It was surprising because we were looking for
the Bulloo Centre.
Yeah.
Anyway, we found the Tractor Society, didn't we, Glen?
We did, and there's
Wow.
lots of tractors,
Wow.
bulldozers, all kinds of stuff.
Over 170 tractors alone.
Yeah.
We were in there for hours and we cut it short.
Yes.
So if that's your kind of thing, you need to come here.
Yeah. Best
Yeah.
to contact them first. We just rocked up cold.
It's been a short drive day today to get to the town of Melrose, but it's taken us most of the day after lunch to get here because of the centre that we stopped at. This is where we're staying here at Melrose at the showgrounds. Some sheep through the paddock there. We're in the unpowered section. Powered's pretty crowded. The showground's large though. This is the Melrose Courthouse and Museum, police station. and tourist information too. We'll take a look. Alrighty, so we're in the courtroom. So we've come out to the prisoners' exercise yard.
So this police station covered all that area to just past Barra Creek. Amazing.
This was Edward Roberts' cell. 7 days imprisonment he got in 1859. What's he doing in here? Yeah, he's just having a little bit of a rest with a rat there. So this is a really good year-by-year account, isn't it? In the Melrose Museum of what happened in the dry times and the good times until everybody had to pack up and leave. Mice, locusts, rabbits, everything wanted to eat their crops. This is a letter that an 8-year-old wrote to her auntie in England. What's a couple of lines, Glen?
We've got the mice in everywhere around here. Us kids have got to catch them for Dad. He used to give us a halfpenny for 100, but he said he was going broke with the kids, let alone the mice. Mum didn't say much except cry when the mice got in with our baby.
Oh, I'd cry too.
Yeah.
The men did it really tough back here, but I like reading the stories of the women and the children as well, because they did it just as hard. A lady writing to her mama, and it goes on to say that Mrs. Milner's youngest boy died of croup last week, poor mite. Essie the publican's wife and I helped with steam to no avail. So Mrs. Milner, husband's killed in an accident and son died of croup last week. Can't imagine that today, can you? Melrose has got a swinging bridge. Do not exceed more than one person on the bridge at any time. That's not very reassuring. I wonder if that's so when it breaks they've only got one fatality to deal with. Too much paperwork if there's two. Yeah, she's big. We were just driving up the road and then the road splits in two because the tree's in the middle of the road. She's a beautiful old river red gum at the base of Mount Remarkable here in Melrose. Glen, the non-drinker, who noticed a sign out the front of the Melrose pub before we started exploring the town, you quite like a honey bourbon, don't you, Glen?
Yes.
If you are going to have a drink, honey bourbon. Saw this cocktail, which you're going to go back and try.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll show you the sign.
It's like $14.
Yeah. What was in it? Ice cream, honey bourbon, and something. It all tickled his fancy anyway. So let's give it a go. Quick, you better have a slurp. Not too much, too fast. You get a head spin.
I don't think I've ever had a spider like that.
All right. Give us your verdict.
It's pretty good. I do like the ice cream.
We've moved on to Spear Creek, which is the lowest in the Flinders Ranges that we'll be going. Spear Creek is probably 40 k's north of Port Augusta, at the base of the mountain range. We've got an unpowered site here at Spear Creek, but there are powered sites also scattered through the bushland. Those ones up there are powered sites. So this campground is in the Horrocks Pass. So we've just stopped at the information bay on the way up into the gorge, to pay our national parks fee. So there's a day visit for South Australian parks, $15 a vehicle or $10.50 for concession.
Many steep steps.
Many, many steep steps down into the gorge. We barely even left the car park and Glen's had to stop to find a bird. I'm not excited about coming back up. We are down all those stairs. Alrighty, well we don't fancy 9 kilometres. So it looks like we're just going to walk to the Narrows, whatever the Narrows is. Through the gorge though, so it should be pretty.
Oh, I can't film and watch my feet at the same time. It's tricky.
Gosh, now we've got to climb over a tree trunk. I am feeling my age
Oh, yeah.
because the rocks climbing over.
I'm feeling walking stick.
The hiking poles.
Yeah, you call them whatever you want for.
The rocks, some parts of it's really good, but some parts are really wobbly. Oh, look, this must be why it's called the Narrows. Look at that. Oh, and it's a fair bit cooler down here too.
Maybe.
Lovely. Glen's down there somewhere. He'd be looking for a bird. Oh my God, to go under or over. Like that'd be a metre tall. Oh, if I cheat and climb up here. Swing me leg over. God. And the other one. Oh. Over. Glen will do that much easier than me. Here's another one. This is on the ground though, so it's just an easy step over this one. Throw your leg over.
Oh, hang on. Get the wooden leg up.
Glen's found another bird. Start of the climb up. It's been a beautiful walk, but I don't like going up. This is disappointing. We've come out of the walk, it was a gorgeous walk, to a picnic area, and then there's an arrow to say car park where a car is up this hill.
If we did go further, we probably would have read the signs.
But it said car park.
Oh no.
And our car's in the car park.
We should have parked the car down the bottom.
But then we would have had to have climbed up, oh, I don't know.
We're nearly there.
We thought we were nearly there. It's spoilt the feeling of a beautiful walk, hasn't it? Oh, look.
There's our truck.
We made it to the top of the road.
Would have been easier if we'd taken the path.
There is a hike. I'm sure it was steeper and worked the heart better what we did. Oh my God, that was great walk. We walked up that. We're going to drive down that road in a minute and just measure how far it is up the hill that we walked. That walk is that we should have taken is behind Glen there. There it is, the Blue Gum Flat walk. Well, we took the road, silly buggers. Anyway, let's enjoy our chicken sandwich. So this is the town of Wilmington, which is where you turn off to get to Alligator Gorge, the hike we've just done. Nice little town. They have a toy museum, which Glen has visited before.
I have visited, yes. It's a very special place.
Why is it a special place?
Well, he collects Land Rovers as well as Valiants. So when you go in there, it is It's easy to trip over stuff. Put it that way.
We'll insert some pics for you.
Vicky, driving for a change.
Oh, come on.
I'm having a rest.
You've got a headache.
If I had a head like this, it'd ache.
It's that perfect time of night at Spears Creek Campground. Golden hour. Moving on tomorrow, sadly. So the last town for us to visit here on this Southern Flinders loop is Quorn. So Quorn is all about the railway, the Pirie Historic Railway that runs from Quorn to Port Augusta now. And there's lots of history in Quorn. There's also a silo show at night, silo light show, which unfortunately we wanted to go to last night, but the weather turned foul. So I will put some footage up for you of last time we went of that. That is really worth a visit.
A group of dedicated enthusiasts. What began as a dream to save the bridges and dry stone walls from demolition led to preservation and the creation of a premier tourist attraction in the region.
While we're staying in Quorn, we're staying at the RV park. It's only a relatively new setup. There's 8 individual bays. Self-contained vehicles only. You must contain your grey, and there's no facilities here at all. And it's $18 a night. Flinders have their very own gin. Flinders gin. They have quandong flavour. Let's go see what that is. Everything's so new and shiny, isn't it?
So yeah, that's our quandong. It's our native peach. We source this from Quorn, and so the seed is quite big, and it is used by the Aboriginal people as a medicinal purposes. It's good for toothaches, skin conditions, and also like rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, that's why we drink the quandong gin.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
This is the last one, and this is the purple one that apparently does something magic when you put the gin in. Let's see. Changes to pink. Look at that. Well, I hope you've had a great time following us along on our Southern Flinders Ranges route.
Yeah, some picturesque little towns. Melrose stands out because it's at the foot of
Mount
the
Remarkable.
Mount Remarkable.
Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Lots of little towns, lots of things to see. But I hope we've made you realise that you don't have to go deep into the Flinders Ranges, although that's beautiful in its own right.
Just save that up for another trip.
That's it, or make it a really long trip. Make sure you include the southern area as well.
Yep.
So I hope you've enjoyed watching.
Like and subscribe as always. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That'd be a great help. And we will see you on our next episode. Bye.
Bye.